Hi everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and today I'm just using the traditional Rider-Waite. But I have trimmed the cards down because I prefer a borderless experience. Okay, so this reading is for Saturday, July 3rd. We're approaching our 4th of July Independence Day weekend. And it's been a hot week here in the Pacific Northwest, and then also, I believe, on the East Coast as well. From one Portland to the other, Portland, Oregon to Portland, Maine, we've been in a dome of heat. And we're coming out of it. Okay, so what is it that we need to know in order to grow our souls so that they are in complete alignment with the beauty of our spirits, the love, truth, courage, powerful beauty of our pure spirits, so that our soul and spirits can be one, working together with a healthy ego that can step aside and let the spirit shine through. What do we need to know in order to come from our deep authority and our inner beings, with our inner beings leading the way? So what is the timeless message, and then help for Saturday, July 3rd? Okay, this here and here. Okay. Five of Swords reversed, Strength reversed, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so with the Strength reversed, well, you know, it's the weekend, and it's been a hot week, and maybe, again, this is just another one of those days, because I think yesterday was like this too, where it was, you know, like, oh, this is probably a good day to take off if we can. But then, you know, some spiritual messages always come through. So with the Strength reversed, on the spiritual side of things, I would say drop your self-doubt. It's a card of dropping our self-doubt, because self-doubt is the biggest obstacle to our self-esteem, to healthy self-esteem. Boy, and these cards really go together really well. We have two fives in this major arcana. And, you know, the Strength card, because it's an 8, I always feel like it's all about power. And the Strength card, when it's straight up, it works so well with the Moon card as well. This one's more active. The Moon is much more receptive. This might be the masculine, even though there's a woman here, with the infinity symbol. It's all about inner strength. But this could be the feminine version of Carl Jung's quote that says, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." And I remember that coming through for yesterday too, because I think we had the Moon card here. We had two reversals and then the Moon card. So, but I feel like it's the same message again. And because this came through reversed, we have to honor that we're still working in that dynamic of taking self-responsibility for how we create our own lives based upon our beliefs. It's our belief system, even down to our attitudes, whether we're conscious of them or not, that direct our lives. And then because we're unconscious, if we're unconscious of who we truly are deep down inside, and this is one of the reasons I absolutely love astrology, because when I look at a natal birth map, I see it as an attempt to remember all of our divine rays. And so that's what I look for when I'm doing someone's reading. I'm looking for the divine rays, and then we get to have conversations about how well those are working or not, and how we can best, help them shine freely live freely through you, because it's you. But anyway, so with the strength reverse, there's still something where, or this is going to speak to some of you who don't yet know that when you're not aware of who you truly are deep down inside, you won't be in touch with your power. You won't be in touch with your the full strength of your energy. Now, sometimes we have times of low energy. There's nothing wrong with that. Those are just those human days that we have, human experiences of having a little bit of low energy. But if it's a pattern, if it's a negative pattern, the pattern would be very fearful, or there'd be an aspect of fear that we're trying to work through. And with these two cards, I'm going to say that it would have to do with something that's our deepest inner conflict, where we're doing our best to forgive, because when the Five of Swords comes through reversed, it's about forgiveness. And on the level of the Five of Pentacles with it, this would be forgiving someone who rejected us, forgiving someone who didn't realize how negative, a breakup was for us, or how we couldn't have closure for some reason. So then we doubt ourselves because maybe we never really knew why this person broke up with us, or never really knew what went wrong. They may have just left. And sometimes it can just be about like losing someone dearly with an accident or something, and then you never got to say goodbye, and you never got to understand why. Like what happened? Like what happened? Why did the accident happen? What really happened? That can leave us feeling incomplete and not having the closure that would bring in the inner peace here. So sometimes it's about forgiving the atrocities of life when they happen. I've spoken to the Five of Swords straight up many times whenever I talk about our deepest inner conflict. And in the astrology chart, in the natal chart, I always see it as Chiron. We always look to Chiron in the house and the aspects to Chiron to look for the deepest inner conflicts. So I don't think I need to talk about it too much straight up. Let's look a little bit more. Let's explore the reversal. So it feels to me like it's much more peaceful. The swords are just, they're down, they're laying down. At the worst, sometimes this could be somebody who's been vengeful, or this could be an aspect of ourselves when we want to get even. But to remember that if we do that, we just keep ourselves in that vicious circle of fear and self-doubt, because if we want to exact revenge upon others, what happens is that we wind up unconsciously feeling that we don't deserve. And that's because if we are vengeful, then we don't deserve. Because why else would we be vengeful? That's the thing. It's a challenge. It's one of those hard things to work through. Now, taking space and setting healthy boundaries and saying no, that's really not vengeful. Vengeful is when you actively try to hurt somebody, try to get even. So this would be in a worst case scenario. So hopefully that's not anything that's going on. But if you're consciously aware of that happening, if that's something that's going on within you right now, that's okay too. just be consciously aware of it and go, oh, yeah, that's that human part of me that does want to get even. And then you just have to work within to figure out why. Where is this coming from? You just have to make it conscious, just like the Carl Jung quote, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will control your life. Or I think he says direct your life, something like that. And you'll call it fate. But when you are conscious of what's going on inside, then you don't need to be vengeful on anyone else, because you realize that they were just one of the players in your life to help you become conscious of this aspect within yourself, and it's really just all about you. It's not really about them. Yeah, they did the thing that they did, but let's say in the worst case scenario, they were 99% wrong and mean and cruel and awful. And that puts you in that place where you were deeply feeling left out and like self-defeat, like this is a card of defeat and arguments and somebody being really brutal. This is like a warring type of mentality. If they were like that to you, then you walk away and you want to forgive, but maybe you haven't been able to yet, and that's why it would come through reversed. But once you become conscious of your 1% in the situation, once you take self-responsibility for the entanglement that came through, then you turn everything around. It turns everything around. It turns your inner strength right side up where it belongs, and your power comes through, because we attract to us everything that we need to heal. So if somebody's done us wrong, we needed to have that experience in order to find our true strength within. And that will always help to heal our self-esteem issues. And it will let us, release the place where we felt rejected, where we've had, because this is a card of a breakup. This is like forgiving the breakup. But you're still in self-doubt because you don't know what the breakup was about, maybe. Or you're still feeling kind of weak inside about it, and you're still afraid. But you can turn it all around just by finding your part in it, whatever your little part was. Maybe you let them take advantage of you. Maybe you tried too hard to make them love you. Maybe you thought that the loving thing would be to always be the better one, to do the right thing. But maybe you weren't real with them and honest with them. Like the first rule of like betrayal really is, where are you betraying yourself? I always look at it that way. It's like, if somebody betrays us, then that's a mirror from the outer world to mirror a place inside of us where we betray ourselves. So where do we betray the best in ourselves? And those are the places where we need to set healthy boundaries with others. And then that could turn this five of Pentacles, Five of Discs, upside down, where we have recovery and some new financial, even it can be a new job, it can be a new home, it can be some brand new thing, because this way you feel like you're out in the cold, and not even any shoes here. I mean, my goodness. So when it's reversed, it's a recovery of all of that. So yeah, so there's a lot here to think about, but I'm just not sure, what it is for each of you. But I can say for sure that we can heal our deepest inner conflicts and get inside of our real strength, and let go of our self-doubt if we work on our self-esteem issues. That's just the way it works. Where in the past have you not valued yourself deeply? Because that's why this card would show up. And where in the past have you doubted yourself and been in fear of showing up, being in your spontaneous real self? Because that's what the Strength card is all about, taming all the unconscious places within, making them conscious, and then you kind of tame the inner beast, like they used to say. When it's straight up, it's all about self-confidence and inner strength. And there's endurance with this card as well when it's straight up. The Five of Swords coming through reverse is actually pretty good because it could show a deep inner reconciliation, a resolution from within, where you do have peace and you do have communication with yourself from within. But it might be that just, we had the self-doubt here. You're moving through the self-doubt, even though you're peaceful within. You're moving through the self-doubt, and we're in a process of healing the physical aspect of it. Because it takes, the physical realm is much slower than the energetic, psychological realm, soul realm inside of us. It's much, much slower to heal. We'll get it on the inner levels first, and then our outer physicality will go through the changes. It can be even, be like that when you open up to a new level of consciousness within and you're fully aware, you're literally breathing life into areas of your emotional body, which is your connective tissue, which is, the fascia around your muscles, and it's all the ligaments and tendons and everything. We have more life force flowing through those areas of our bodies when we are more in touch with our emotions, with either emotional reactions. The emotional reactions are sometimes avoiding and rejecting ourselves, and other times, withdrawing, and other times it'll be where we submit, and then other times it'll be where we're aggressive. So as long as we know what we're doing, if we have a demand on others to be a certain way, or a demand on ourselves to be a certain way, we can be sure that we're in emotional reaction. But all we have to do is become aware, just be aware of the emotional reaction, and then we can shift it completely. And then the life force can flow more freely through our emotional bodies. And it is uncomfortable, when you go through it. It's like taking a big deep breath in, and you're feeling more life force in your lungs than you felt before, but it might not be comfortable. It's kind of like when you're working out and your lungs are very expanded. It can be when you're getting stronger and your spinal column is strengthening. All the muscles in your back are strengthening. It can feel like that, just the same way, but more on the deeper inner levels in your, in your connective tissue. So if that's what you're going through, just hang in there, because this card's all about the endurance, and this one is the resolution and the peace within. And then this will shift, and you'll have great, deep recovery. So, okay, well, I think that's all I have to say about this. With these cards, I think I've exhausted. I've exhausted any more exploration into these three cards. So I'm going to close it up for today, and I'll be back soon. And hope you guys are getting ready to have a wonderful Independence Day. Hopefully it's nice and peaceful and quiet. Yeah. Okay. Unless you want it to be something different, whatever you want it to be. Okay. Take care, you guys. Bye.